introduce the man who our keynote speaker is a visionary force, a best-selling author, a dynamic speaker, a transformational coach, an executive television producer with over 30 years of experience creating content that shifts culture and elevates lives. He's the executive producer for Destination Divas and has worked with such icons as Larry King, Lou Gossett Jr., William Shatner, and Montel Williams, and Johnny Regan.
Hey.
Through his consulting work, he empowers dreamers, disruptors, and decision makers to bring their ideas and visions to life. Wali Waiters is more than a title. He's a spiritual powerhouse who leads with purpose, walks in faith, and lives by the belief that one bold vision can change everything. Get ready for clarity, courage, and a real conversation. Please welcome to the global stage to kick off the Global Vision Conference, Wali Waiters on Vision.
All right. Well, Johnny, thank you for the great introduction. And I have to
Wally!
tell you, what's up? There you go. Come on.
Wali.
Come on.
Welcome.
First of all,
Wali.
can I tell you something I used to hear in high school a lot, in the locker room? But it was a little bit different chant. Wali Waiters. The coach would be like, Wali Waiters, where are you? Anyways, so first of all, I want to say thank you for the great introduction, Johnny. It's absolute privilege to be here with you today and to hear I want you to hear my heart as I share my perspective on vision. Now, it wouldn't be a Wali Waiters speech if I didn't say hello, hello, hello. So Wali Waiters, I'm going to talk about vision, but before I dive in, let's break down what vision really means. First of all, vision is the ability to think about or plan the future with an imagination or wisdom. Again, the ability to think about or plan the future with imagination or wisdom. That's out of the dictionary. But for real, my goal here today is I'm going to talk about vision and why it's so important for every single person who is watching. But before we dive into the topic, let's talk about the problem. Yes, I said the problem because it would be irresponsible for me to talk about vision without addressing what's really going on in our world right now. Really, guys, straight out of overwhelmed, exhausted, scrolling for answers on TikTok and social media, chasing quick fixes, numbing the pain. There's fear about the future, uncertainty about the economy, and division in families. So what I want to do is I want to break this down. If you want to have several points I'm going to address. The first one is write the vision down and make it plain on tablets, like write it down. And there's power in the written word. There's power in the written word. Let me ask you a question. In the written vision, when you write your vision down, let me ask you, how many of you have ever written something down, never looked at it again, but it still came to pass? Comment in the chat room if you want, or raise your hand. Just let me know. Okay. Now, I've been a planner, a goal setter, a visionary for my entire life. I was blessed with two wonderful parents, Barbara and Sterling Waiters. May they enjoy heaven. And I remember years ago, I sat down and wrote out everything. I was that guy. I've been writing since I was a child. And I remember one day I wrote down what I wanted my life to look like. Can I tell you something? It didn't happen right away. And I kid you not, I never even read it again. It was in a notebook somewhere, but it happened. Why? Because there's something supernatural happens when you take what's in your spirit and put it on paper. I want to tell you a story about my son, Josiah. A few years back, I did an experiment with him. In fact, it was 2018. He was only 8 years old at the time. And I said, son, tell me, what do you want to accomplish this year? What's your vision? And those of you who know Josiah, he very quickly told me 6 things. So I pulled out a tablet. I said, okay, write it down on paper. So he wrote them out. And if you know my son, he never even looked at it again. But 3 months later, when I checked with him, 90% of what he written down had already come to pass. Come on now. Let's hear it for Josiah, you guys. And He's my one son who likes to write things down, who likes to speak. He's like the mini me. Now, here's what I want to say. That's power of putting pen to paper. And listen, I know in a digital age, a lot of us use our iPhones, iPads, voice notes. I use them too. But when it comes down to vision, you got to get old school. Can anybody feel me? You got to get old school. Write it down on a pen and a pad. I got this book right here. This is where I do a lot of my writing in this thing right here with a pen and pad. Now, so here's what I want you to do. Grab a journal, a notebook, a napkin if you have to, but put the vision down in writing, okay? Do you know how many billion-dollar companies started with someone writing on a napkin over a cup of coffee? You hear this all the time. I remember back in the tech boom, the .com, these kids are writing down ideas. I got an idea over a cup of coffee. I don't have a pen. Let me write it on the napkin. I've heard that story so many times, and billion-dollar companies were birthed. How many of you know what I'm talking about? Anybody out there? How many of you have ever felt that shift when you wrote down your goals? You know what? Experts say that when you write down your goals, you're 42% more likely to achieve them. Did you hear that? 42% just by writing them down. So don't think it, ink it. Use your imagination. Dream big, write big. Don't limit yourself. A few weeks ago, I was at happy hour with a friend of mine, and we were sitting there. We noticed a guy on a laptop, just grinding away. Everybody else is just chilling, having food, and he's still working on his computer. He looked up. I said, "Yo, bro, what are you doing, man?" He's a general contractor. I'm reviewing the blueprint for the building that I'm working on, and so let this sit for a second. This guy is studying the structure that did not exist yet, because the blueprint comes before the building. Again, the blueprint comes before the building. The plan comes before the progress. The vision comes before the victory. So what are you building right now? What is your blueprint? Write it down, make it plain, and get ready to build. So how's that? Ready up in full power. I'm ready to bring it to you in full power right now. Check this out. So I started thinking about this and it hit me. The blueprint is created by the architect. Now stay with me here. The architect is the visionary. He doesn't just design buildings, he sees them. He sees them before one brick is ever laid, before the foundation is ever poured, before the wiring, the plumbing, the walls. He already sees the entire structure in his mind. Think about it. He sees it in his mind. He's a visionary. So he sees the people. Check this out. He sees the people living in it, in his vision. He sees who shops at the stores in the building, who walks through the hallways, who calls it home. He's strategic. He's intentional. He's not guessing. He's planning. And what I realized that when you carry a big vision, a real legacy vision, you can't do it alone. You can't do it alone. It takes more than just the architect. You need the specifier, the designer, the electrician, the contractor, the team. Because vision demands collaboration. Vision requires alignment, and vision, real vision, requires you to trust the plan, even when the foundation has not even been poured yet. Got it? Now, here's what I'm going to tell you right now. Let me tell you a little secret. The architect saw the end from the beginning. Let me say that again. You hear me? The architect saw the end from the beginning. So when you have a vision, a real divine vision, undeniable vision, you have to see it as if already done. That's right. See it as if it's already done. You need imagination. You got to step outside of the noise and step away from the distractions of life. So I want to pause for a second. I want everybody to pause for a moment, okay? So here's what we're going to do right now. If you have a vision, if you want to see it, if you see what it looks like when it's finished, who is it impacting? What's the outcome? It doesn't matter if you're an entrepreneur, musician, I want you to pause for a minute right now. I want you to close your eyes and take a deep breath. If you're a musician, see yourself singing the song. See your book completed with your name on the cover. See that multi-million-dollar business thriving, lives being changed. Now, the key here, my mother taught me this years ago, you have to feel it. You have to feel it. And I want you to think about this while your eyes are closed and while you're visualizing and seeing your vision, whatever it is. Now, if you don't have one, just make something up in your mind. We all have an imagination. So how are you talking right now? How are you walking? How are you feeling? What are you doing? Whose life are you impacting? Just pause for a moment. Because with this vision that you have, this is where it all begins. The second point I want to bring up, the vision is for an appointed time. You hear me? The vision is for an appointed time, not your time, not TikTok's time, but God's time. Everybody out there is talking about, oh, you ever see these videos on social media? I made $6 million in my sleep. Yeah, on my TikTok. Okay, in theory. We guys hear these things. I click on them sometimes too. So if you do that, I'm not mad at you. But real vision takes work, waiting, and wisdom. I always tell people, be an action taker, not an action faker. Don't rush it. Don't fake it. Just stay faithful. Because your time is coming. Yes, your time is coming. That's right. I want to tell you about a guy, Ray Ives. I have to tell you, this guy inspired me to finish my book. Now, Ray's going to be speaking later today. If he's out there, kudos to you, Ray. Ray Ives, he made a decision that he wanted to write a book in 30 days. I mean, I'm thinking 30 days. How the heck are you going to write a book? He had how many words he wanted the book. He planned out how many hours a day he was going to work on it to get it done. And you're going to hear his story later. But he got it done. Now, there were many variables that went into this, but one thing he did, he set a time frame, you guys. 30 days. The 30-day author, Ray Ives. And you know what? My second point is this: you've got to set a time frame for the vision. You got to set a time frame. It's coming for an appointed time, but you have to set a time frame. Let's say you ever hear to somebody, someday I'm going to do this, someday I'm going to start this business, someday I'm going to make this show, someday. Don't just talk about Sunday. Someday, set a divine deadline. Get clear on when you want it to happen. Then you have to do, you know what? Count the cost. Count the cost. Calculate what has to be done between now and then to bring this thing to pass. But let me give you a warning. Because life will throw you curveballs. There will be variables. So you have to plan for that as well. So let's break this down. Let's work this thing out. Are you ready? Are you ready? Let me see. Yes. Are you ready? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, yes. So let's walk this thing out. The size of the vision. It might be bigger than your current capacity. The complexity of the vision might stretch your thinking and your faith. The preparation for the vision takes time, prayer, and discipline. The approvals of the vision might come with delay or resistance. The weather. Now, I'm not talking about the rain, the storm, the sleet, the snow. I'm talking about the life circumstances, the storms of life that you didn't even know were coming. You didn't see them coming. They knocked you out of the blue. You weren't planning for that. The time it takes to work on the vision. It might be longer than you planned. I know some people, there's a guy I know, he was in a 7-year plan in college. 7 years to graduate, but he stuck the course, and guess what? He eventually graduated, but it was a longer time. Maybe he planned it to be 7 years, I'll tell you that. But, and also here's the other thing, the resources it takes. The resource, I'm talking about moolah, money, cash. It may require you to believe when your bank account says otherwise. Your bank account's on flat, and you have to say, dear God, where is this going to come from? Where's this funding and resource? I don't have the resource. I made that excuse at one point in my life. But hear me when I say this. These variables do not cancel the vision. Did you hear me? These variables do not cancel the vision. They may slow it. They may test it. They may even make you question it. But if you do not faint, if you don't lose heart, it will come to pass. Because the vision is still speaking, and the vision is still true, and the vision is still appointed, it's still anointed. So keep building, keep believing, keep becoming. Your time frame is set, and it's on the way. Now, here's another point I want to bring in right now, guys. You know, it requires faith. Faith. Keep the faith. Keep believing. Have you ever faced disappointment before? Have you ever battled doubt? Come on now. Somebody has battled doubt. I know I have. Have you ever sat in a delay, wondering, Lord, when is it my time? When is this going to happen? Things aren't happening within my time frame. Help me, Lord. Let me remind you, your life is not happening to you. It's happening. And though you may slip, sometimes, how many of you guys have slipped out there? Show of hands, raise your hand in the chat. How many of you have ever slipped before? You fell down, but you got back up. Though you may lose sight of the path, you can always get back up, regroup, refocus, and reclaim what is there for you. I know some of you have felt frustrated by the timing, right? It's always about the timing. You've looked around and thought, man, it's happening for her. Why isn't this happening for me yet? Now, I'm not talking about myself, but I'm talking about a friend of mine. Here's the thing, you guys. But here's the word. You have to surrender to the vision. What do I mean by that? You have to surrender to God's timeline, because you know what? When you don't surrender, it's like fighting. I always used to tell a story about his mom sitting on the beach. And, you know, drinking her iced tea, reading a book, and the little boy's playing in the sand. So next thing you know, his wife, the mother is looking up, said, where's my son? Where's my son? Where's my son? And this son, he got washed up in the tide, and he's flailing his arms, waiting for everything. So she calls, lifeguard, go save my son. Go save my son. Help. The lifeguard stands there for a minute. He stands on the shore. He's waiting. And he's waiting, go save my son. She's frantic at this point. Then the lifeguard goes to swim out and get the boy. Because the boy had given up and he just floating. So he pulled him out of the water and he resuscitated him. You know what the lifeguard said? Why did you say, the girl said, why did you save my son? He said, ma'am, I have to tell you something. With your boy out there kicking and flailing his arms and struggling, we both might have drowned. But I had to wait till he surrendered so I could pull him out to the shore. Think about that. Are you flailing your arms like a kid right now in the water? I would tell you it's time to let go and surrender to the process. You have to trust the process. Now, I'm not saying quit. Don't you dare quit. Don't you dare throw it away. Somebody once said the richest place on the planet is, guess where, you guys? The graveyard. Because it's full of unwritten books, unsung songs, businesses that are never launched, visions that died inside of the people who stopped believing. But that won't be your story. And let me tell you why. If you had a vision and dropped it 10 years ago, pick it up, back up. If life knocked you down, stand back up. If you started something last year and lost your momentum, start it again. That book, that business, that dream, that purpose. God did not give it to you to tease you. He gave it to you to trust you. That's right. You were entrusted with this vision. You know, there's a parallel about the people with the talents. I won't get too much into that, but you know, one got 10 talents, one got 5 talents, the other got 1 talent. The guy with the 1 talent buried his because he was afraid he was going to lose the money. The guy with the 5 talents invested some in his. But the guy with the 10 talents doubled down, invested 100%. He had a 100-fold blessing on his life. So it doesn't matter if you're a 1 talent, 5 talent, or 10 talent person. It's time for you to live your vision. So stop second guessing yourself. Even while I'm speaking right now, your mind is going on. What's happened right now? Is it my time? Should I try this? Should I try that? Stop playing small. Stop waiting for the perfect conditions. How many out there married and you have children? What's the one thing they say all the time? Well, it's not the perfect timing to have children right now. Guess what? It's never the perfect timing to have children, you guys. Come on now. So this is your reminder, you guys, to move, to write, to build, to become, because your vision isn't waiting on time. It's waiting on you. That's right. I said you right there. When I was a child, I had a vision to be on television. Now, I'm going to date myself with this, and some of you guys can remember. So what I do, I grab a microphone with that little rectangular tape recorder. So we see a show. How many people remember? Well, I would put on my best Walter Cronkite voice and practice in this little mic as a 10-year-old. Because I had, guess what? I had an imagination. I had a vision. I wanted to be on television. There was nothing going to stop me. I would mimic the local news anchors every day. I'd listen to the radio and put in my radio voice, and it wasn't deep at that point, but I had a radio voice. So fast forward, I'm 16 years old. I'm playing football, a man on campus, active high school life. And those of you who know my mama, Barbara. Mama sat me down and said, son, or boy, what do you want to do with your life? I'm sitting here, I'm having the time of my life. And, well, I just want to have some fun and party. And so she asked again, what do you want to do with your life? And without hesitation, I told her, Mama, I want to be on television. And guess what? 6 years later, guess where I was? Exactly. I was on television. Just like I saw it. Just like I said it. But here's one truth. Some of you don't have a mama like mine, like Barbara, who asked you that question. Some of you don't have people, don't have a daddy that spoke into your future. You don't have people around you who believed in your vision. I remember a woman, I'll never forget this the rest of my life. One day I was on the treadmill at LA Fitness, and this woman, I was telling her, oh yeah, I empower my kids every morning. I tell them, you can do this, you got this. I encourage them, we do affirmations on the way to school in the car. She said, Wally, I never ever had that. All I heard from my father was, I wish you were dead. I wish you were never born. And here she is 50 some odd years later, playing that tape in her mind over and over and over and over again. Then I realized that, you know what? Some people don't have that. Well, guess what? A lot of people are alone. They feel lack of worthiness, hopelessness. But I want to tell you this right now. Guess what? It's time to find someone. It's time to find someone who does believe in you. Connect with those you see, who hear you, who speak life into what God showed you that you're going to do. It's not too late for you to do this. And I can tell you right now, this is what the Global Vision Conference is all about. It's about taking your pain and turning it to power, your wounds and turning them to wisdom, your scars and turning them into stars. I want to tell you right now, if you're hearing this message right now, this is your moment. This is your season. This is your vision. So let's build it together. Let's build it together. I can tell you, I met Johnny Reagan many, many moons ago, but I realized when I met him, he provides space for me to reinvent my life. He provided space for me I was at a multi-million-dollar business at the time, and I'm like, I'm doing great. But when I sat down and talked to Johnny, he told me, Wally, you're a Renaissance man. You have so many gifts, talents, and abilities out there. And also, my brother, all the time. I'm like, okay, Dave, I get it, man. I get it, brother. I get it. I hear you, man. But so here's what I'm talking about. We have seen hundreds and hundreds of visions come to pass. And that's why we're here today, to encourage, to provide a safe space for you to have people believe in you and support you every step of the way. So here's my encouragement to you. First point, see the end, the beginning. Your blueprint. Wait for it. Be patient because it shall come to pass. Surround yourself with other visionaries. Weather the variables. Push through the distractions. And hear me loud and clear. It's never too late. Speak your vision into life. Keep the faith, believing, keep building, keep striving. And you know what? I believe in you and you got this. So, first of all, this has brought back a lot of emotions into my life, thinking about my mother and my childhood and my adulthood. But I'll tell you one thing for sure. I've been through some delays, disappointments, and doubts over the past couple of months, but can I tell you, God is faithful. I don't know what you believe in, but I believe in God. He is faithful. And no matter where you're at, sitting in your chair today, watching this video, I want to tell you this. Never lose hope. Never lose faith. Never give up. Keep building your dream and your vision. You know what? You got this. I'm Wali Waiters, and I want to say thank you and bless you for showing up here today. And I want to give I feel very much in the spirit right now. I feel empowered right now. I hope you got a lot of this message. Whether you're watching the replay or watching right now, if you're serious about taking your dream, your vision to the next level, I'm going to give a free offer today for a strategy call. Won't cost you a nickel. Just to spend 10, 15 minutes on the phone with me to talk to you. So if that's you out right now, I'm gonna take a free call to the first 10 people who move. I have a QR code. I don't know if it's up right now, but we'll put it up later. But you can scan the QR code. Let's talk. Let's plan. Let's build. Let's do this. Yeah. Okay, Johnny.
Wally. Oh man, what a kickoff, right? Just pitch him the ball and he hits it right out of the ballpark. We'll go around some of our takeaways. I'll start off seeing it. You know what is so incredible, you guys? We're holding visions here for everyone today and in the replays for visions to come alive. And in this picture behind me is the first Global Vision Conference. And there's Wally behind me holding up. We raised our popcorn cups up. Carol Wilkinson. There's Carol Wilkinson right behind me. There's Dr. Yelena, who introduced me to Yari 2 years later. And this is all from this moment where we raised our popcorn cups up and we said, every child on the planet deserves food and clothing and movies and popcorn. And now thousands of visions have come alive. And the children around the world, in South Africa, the picture I had up before, we didn't even know them, but those kids are never going to remember Johnny and his friends giving them their first movie experience and telling them, we love you and you matter. And so, Wally, seeing it is what I took away. See your vision, see it. And when we raised these cups up, we didn't have any pictures of any children. We didn't have any movies and popcorn experience. We didn't even have photos of children in any third world country with movies and popcorn. And now we do in Sri Lanka, in the Congo, in Kenya, in India, and in Orlando. Yeah, Yari got his first movies and popcorn experience with the children around him. So something's happening. Your vision is being nurtured here, and so that's my takeaway I wanted to share. Uh, we would like anyone raise your hand and we'll go around. Go ahead, Colin.
Yeah, by the way, so impactful, Wally. I really needed that this morning. And I mean, we're going through a process, right? And when we have a vision, it's the surrounding yourself with the positive thinkers, those who uplift us in our vision. And as you had mentioned, this group it's about that. It's about cultivating the community, and you're sharing that from your wisdom and from your experience and from a faith perspective. So I just wanted to congratulate you and I'm with you and I'm with everybody here. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Go ahead, Regina.
So first of all, what a great way to start off the Global Vision Conference. For anybody who's listening right now and all of us, Wali, you're always an inspiration. My morning starts with Wali. Wali is always posting some type of reel that has me inspired. So Wali, two things that hit me, which was number one is having the vision like it's already here. It's here right now. The book that is completed, right? The TV show that is done, and work our way backwards. I love that vision of it is now and then working that way backwards. And then using that, I'm a big journal person, so I'm a big writing person. So then having that and then breaking them into smaller steps, right? Going backwards. And the other thing that you left me with was anybody who's watching right now and everybody who's here, when you feel alone, because many of us don't have those family people or anyone, you're not. Because if you're here watching right now, you're no longer alone. And you've got at least one person right now, Wali, who's willing to have a conversation with you to have you empowered. So thank you, Wali, so much for that.
And your daughter, what we don't know, you guys don't know, is Regina's daughter, who was just on the screen a little bit ago, had our first popcorn and read the story as a child. So the magic of us believing in the vision, it happening. Go ahead. Who else would like to share something, take away from Wali's share? Go ahead, Hal.
I just want to say thank you, Wally, from the bottom of my heart. In preparing for today, I'm new to Global Vision and to the conference, and I know Regina and I know Johnny, and as much as they shared, what this conference was about, as a new person, you don't know what you're walking into, and you're prepping and you're not sure what to prep, and there's a little nerves and all those conversations in your head that comes up in that preparation. And just to sit here as a new person for the first time and be introduced to what this is all about with your energy and your message has just brought me a lot of comfort and love to start today off. So I just want to quickly say thank you for that.
Welcome, welcome to the family. Welcome to the family.
Thank you.
Yari here. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Global Vision. Wanted to say hello. Anybody new, welcome to our community, and thank you for taking the time to be part of it and investing in yourself, in vision, in community. We're with you. We believe in you. And Wally, we've been praying for this speech for the last couple of months together, every morning, praying for all of us at the conference. And I could really feel, especially as you got going, that this was truly inspired. You said so many great things about what it takes to bring your vision to life. I love this whole idea of writing things down, how simple and profound, and yet it's the beginning of the manifested reality of it. It's been true in my life, and I've been dedicated to writing things down ever since. I wish what you said today was given to me when I was a adolescent or a teenager. I could have seen myself all time in heartache. But you know what? You also talked about turning your pain into gold. And that was so profound. One thing that stuck with me was You talked about the cost, what it takes to go in for your vision. Thinking about that, there's that notion of the opportunity cost of not doing it. What is the cost of not doing it? It may cost you more not to do it than you actually are going for it. And I went back to graduate school at age 46. And it's been such an amazing experience, you know. It's never too late to reinvent yourself, and never too late to start over. It's never too late to transform. And you brought it all back to God. That's where it's at with me. With faith, anything is possible. And this community has really given me a new life on my own journey. And I thank all of you. It's such a privilege to be here. And I wanted to say, Colin, congratulations on your new season, new chapter of life, and launching this program. It's remarkable. I can't wait to see it, hear more about it, and just be part of it. So congratulations. And Wali, your speech touched my heart. You have such amazing gifts. The well of information is profound, and so I keep encouraging you to sing your song and to share your wisdom. The world needs it. So it's amazing to be here. Love you guys, and it's going to be a great day. It is already. Thank you so much.
I see Carol Wilkinson. What is it like to see Wali here, you know, just totally unleashed and knowing, you know, at that first Global Vision Conference, I'm remembering he ended the day singing. What was the song, Wali? What was the song you ended the song with?
Actually, I ended up speaking to it. It's a Man of La Mancha.
The Man of La Mancha.
Impossible Dream. I remember
the
that.
impossible. We might have to ad lib that at the end of today.